Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry-out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Manchester University for the HCAC football game of the week tonight. It'll be Manchester looking for their first win. They come in at 0-8 overall. They are 0-4 in conference play, and for Mount St. Joseph, a chance today to wrap up the conference championship and move on to the NCAA Division III football tournament. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. The Drumstick Dash, move your feet so others can eat. And the IndianaSRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news from coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Troy Nargowski, John Lester, overcast day today, but still a nice day today for college football. And we're going to really scout here Mount St. Joe in a moment, but it's a good day for them from a standpoint. They won the championship last year. They have a chance to wrap it up today so they can make that return trip to the tournament.
Yeah, nothing like having a chance to wrap up the conference championship, which is what Mount St. Joseph has a chance to do today. And with that said, I mean, yes, they're playing a winless team in Manchester, but when you're playing for a conference championship, you know, you got some goosebumps there, some nervousness there, but I know Coach Hopperton will have his team ready to go out here and win this afternoon.
Well, they're undoubtedly the number one team on offense, and that's going to propose a lot of problems for Manchester defensively. And we'll talk about their numbers in a couple of moments. But this is a Mount St. Joseph team averaging nearly 500 yards of total offense per game and 41 points. The big question is, how does a team like Manchester slow that down? That's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy at all. And when you have a quarterback, Tyler Prather, that's thrown for over 2,500 yards this season, that even adds to the challenge for Manchester. And they also can get it done in the rushing game as well. They got 3 good running backs that have split the core this year with a combined 18 touchdowns this year. When you got that kind of offense for Mount St. Joseph, and when you're a struggling team like Manchester, that just adds to the problems that you're going to have. We'll see how the Manchester defense, if they have enough defense to at least, you're not going to be able to stop this Mount St. Joseph offense. You just have to contain it enough to give yourselves a chance.
The only plus you can see there is if you can possibly get Prather to maybe put him under a little more pressure today, because he does have 9 interceptions on the year.
I was getting ready to say he has thrown 9 interceptions, so that has been a little bit of an issue. So if Manchester, I look for them to maybe crowd. You might see a lot more blitzing from Manchester. They're not a real heavy blitz team. You might see a little bit more blitzing from Manchester, knowing that Prather does have that interception issue this year.
And by the way, they're going to have to find a way, speaking of Manchester, when you think about getting it on 3rd and 4th down for Mount St. Joe, because their numbers are really high in conversion on both 3rd and 4th down. You got to find a way to stop them.
Yeah, this is a team that doesn't punt very often, as you know, which led to the 3rd and 4th down conversions. So if you can find a way, because I believe we were talking Mount St. Joseph is over 50%, I believe, on 4th down conversions this year. So you're not going to see this team punt. They're going to be aggressive and go for 4th downs. If Manchester can find a way to stop them, put them in 3rd and long situations to prevent those 4th down conversions and maybe force some punting, that could be a factor here today.
Come back, talk about the Spartans of Manchester next, right here on HCAC TV.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Manchester Spartan Marching Band ready for this one here today. And let's talk about the Spartans. And again, it's not a secret that they have struggled this year in just about every department that you look at. when you look at the Spartans, and again, pulling off an upset today is going to take a major chore. And you said earlier off the air, I mean, they're averaging 7 points per game. They're going to have to score a lot more than 7 today to get that done.
7 points is not going to get it done against this Mount St. Joseph team, that is for sure. One thing I am looking at for Manchester, though, if we see Dante Cheney at quarterback, he has shown some signs here later on in the season. And you look at Mount St. Joseph, yes, they're a heavy offensive team. They also do give up 30 points a game. So if Manchester can find some offense somewhere, this is a Mount St. Joseph team I believe that they will be able to score points against.
Got to run the football today, though, because you don't want to keep giving it back to Mount St. Joseph, and you're only averaging 65.4 point or rushing yards per game. That's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. We've seen Wadlington get a lot of the bulk here in the last couple weeks for Manchester. Of course, you have Cameron Hovey, and James Lewis has rushed for that touchdown this year on the rushing side for Manchester. Be interesting to see if they have that 3 running back duo again. And back at the quarterback position, we're talking about Cheney, Andrew Romero as well. He has been a little bit interception prone as well, though. It's going to be very interesting to see how Coach Hunt plays this offensively for Manchester today.
By the way, Manchester deferred. They're going to kick off, or I should say Mount St. Joseph deferred. They're going to kick off to Manchester. Let's get keys to this one here today. I think you kind of spelled it out a little bit right now, where Manchester is going to have to find a way to play almost a perfect game today.
Manchester is going to have to be perfect and find a way to keep your defense off the field. With the offensive struggles that they have, their defense has been on the field a lot this season. They're going to have to find a way to keep that defense off the field. Don't dig yourself into that early multiple score deficit that they have faced so many times this year. If you're Mount St. Joseph, you look at see Manchester's 0-8. They've been struggling. If you can play your offensive game that you're accustomed to playing this year, they should be in good shape today.
By the way, just to give you a little bit of an idea how they've struggled at quarterback, Andrew Romero is only a 50% completion percentage coming into this one, and Dante Cheney's even less than that at 40%. Those numbers don't spell a lot of success when you're throwing the football.
And not only that, with the 8 interceptions combined and with the completion percentage, they have combined for just over 1,000 yards passing this year. It's been that rough offensively going for Manchester.
All right, we're ready to go on a kickoff on a cloudy Saturday afternoon here at Manchester. Manchester trying to pull off the win here today. It'll be a line drive kick, and there will be a return from the 5-yard line out to the 15, and not much there on the return for Ryan Balzer. And so it'll be 1st down and 10 here for the Spartans.
And Manchester already backed up against it here with that special teams for Mount St. Joseph, backed up inside their 20-yard line. And we'll see who they go with quarterback here in this game.
It looks like it will be Dante Cheney, number 12. And his running back will be Cameron Hovey. And by the way, Hovey is a guy that we saw earlier this year carry the football quite a bit, but in our last game he didn't hardly carry the football at all. So here we go, 1st down and 10, and it will be Hovey on the carry. He'll get blasted after about a 2-3 yard gain on that carry, and it'll be 2nd down.
Mount St. Joseph brought it up right there, limited the run there for Hovey on 1st down, and it'll be 2nd and 7 for Manchester. Important for them to have a good offensive first series, not go 3 and out and put your defense out there very early.
Keep an eye on the receivers. Brett Woolsey, Aiden Paradis will also get some looks today. James Thomas and Abdullah Mir will be another guy to watch, along with Duriel Moss. Moss wearing number 4. He is at the top of your screen. He's one of their favorite receivers to go to. So it's going to be 2nd down at about 8. Hovey in motion out of the backfield. Cheney to throw here to the near side, and it is way out of bounds. And it'll be 3rd and long now. And here's the one thing that Manchester struggles with is getting 3rd and long too many times.
3rd and long, they've put themselves in that position again. They're 3rd and 8. Cheney, I don't know if that just got away from him there, but that pass wasn't even close as it went to the went out of bounds here. Now 3rd and long already here for Manchester, a minute in.
Brophy, Harris, Tucker, and Buller up front. Keep an eye on the middle linebacker, Evan Schlensker. He is very, very good. He wears number 51, and you may remember a long time ago in Chicago they had a guy named Dick Butkus who wore number 51. He plays a lot like him. Swing pass picked off, and an interception to start this one here today, and that's going to be Paff who gets the INT. That is, by the way, his 3rd interception of the year, and a bad throw by Cheney.
5th interception thrown by Cheney, as we're going to take a look at it right here. You see Cheney out of the gun here looking for his receiver. His receiver kept running, and Cheney got rid of it short, and right there, nobody right there but the Mount St. Joseph defender for a pick.
By the way, last week, if I'm not mistaken, to start the ball game at Rolls-Holman, they threw a pick six and were down 7-0 within moments. Prather is the quarterback. As we mentioned, he is the leading quarterback in the HCAC, and they're going to run the football right out of the chute on this one. A broken tackle, and then finally brought down. It'll be Gifford on the carry, and some extracurricular activity after the play.
So you see Gifford pick up 4 yards right there. He's rushed for 12 touchdowns this year. He's been the big rushing force offensively for Mount St. Joseph this year.
Javian Davis made the stop. It'll be a gain of 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 6. And unfortunately for Manchester, Mount St. Joseph can get another first down on this drive inside the 10-yard line. Sweep to the left side. Got a nice block. And then all the way to the sideline and finally driven out of bounds. And so a nice gain. It's going to be a first down.
It looks like Manchester could have possibly had him back for a no gain or a 1-yard loss back there, but finding the room on the left side, and it's going to be right at the marker here.
That was Ari Turner, by the way, on the reverse. And so 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Mount St. Joseph after the turnover, the handoff, and into the end zone for the touchdown, and immediately a 6-0 score, and that'll be Gifford on the touchdown, his 13th of the year.
Number 13 for Gifford, and with a short field, Mount St. Joseph takes advantage of that early interception and grabs the early lead, as we're going to take a look at this touchdown run for Gifford here. Right by that first tackler and then untouched the rest of the way into the end zone.
Well, John, the one thing you got to do is you got to wrap up and tackle, and that did not happen. You had a chance maybe to get the stop right there, but unfortunately unable to bring the running back down, and so the extra point attempt and an early lead for Mount St. Joseph. On top of this one, 7-0.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
The HCAC Game of the Week brought to you in part by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, make sure you choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Give them a call at 317-328-2555.
Well, again, what Manchester been their Achilles heel this year, an offensive mistake that's led to a defensive score, and then led to a defensive score, giving Mount St. Joseph that short field and another early hole here for Manchester.
Boy, and when you're the Spartans, as you'll see a return from the 5-yard line. We'll get to my point here. Oh, my, what a sting on that one. Look out. My point being this, you're playing behind again, and anytime you start playing behind early in the ball game, you start to maybe change your game plan, get a little bit desperate, forcing more mistakes.
That's what's happened, and again, like we were mentioning, those early holes, and it leads to a little bit of, I guess, anxiousness is the word I'm looking for on the offense. You try to do too much, get yourselves back in it. You're only down 7 right now, so it's early yet, so see if Manchester can have a better offensive drive this time.
By the way, it looked like that may have been number 40, which was Jacob Strom. They'll run the football on first down near the 20-yard line. On the carry was James Lewis. We'll see a lot of Lewis along with Cameron Hovey. But how about that stick on special teams?
That was quite the pop there on special teams there. And again, it backed Manchester up inside the 20. Decent little gain there on first down for Lewis here.
Hovey will stay in now as the setback. It'll be second down. Aiden Paradis in the ball game as well, and Duriel Moss split wide to the left. So we're looking at second down at about 6. Man in motion, hand off to Hovey up the middle, and Hovey across the 20 to near the 22.
No, Hovey there picking up a couple. Now you got a third and manageable here for Manchester. Third and about 3.5. Your playbook's a little bit more open. You don't have to rely on a pass here. Decent runs here on first down, so let's see if they try to keep it on the running game here one more time.
This is a football team again for Manchester. They're last in about every offensive category coming into this ball game here today. Last week at Rose-Hulman, they ended up getting beat 70-7. They've had now 4 straight games they've given up over 40 points, but the 70 was the most this season. Cheney to throw, out in the flat, and dropped. You had an opportunity, Abdul Amir, to make the catch, and he can't haul it in, and so now you're 3 and out already, and here comes the punting unit.
And again, an unforced mistake right there. That is a catch if you're Abdul Amir you have to make. That was right to you. It may have still been about a half yard short of a first down, but you've got to make those catches, Abdul Amir.
Well, John, there's no doubt about it. Unless you get a real boomer off right here, Manchester is going to be in a hole again because Mount's going to get some pretty good field position.
Going to get good field position here for Mount St. Joseph. Not the situation you want to be in if you're Manchester early on.
Lions are coming on this one, but the punt is away, and it's a pretty decent punt inside the 35, and there will be a return. A nice wall up the middle across the 50 and all the way down to the 45. So what appear to be, if you have special teams play right there, you at least start Mount St. Joe in their own territory, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, got a 20-yard return there to move it right into Manchester territory here, and another short field to work with here for this powerful Mount St. Joseph offense.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. If you need more information, you see Prather throwing on first down inside the 40 and gets a couple of extra yards near the 38-yard line. Make sure you contact Piper Logistics at 317-396-1023.
Saw Prather go to Aston right there. Aston has received for over 1,100 yards this year, 11 touchdowns. Their number 1 receiver for Tyler Prather this year.
Yeah, he has made, for a freshman, just a huge contribution to this football team this year. Second down, Prather to throw in time. Ball's going to be caught on the run inside the 20, and that'll be a first down. Pollard on the carry.
Yeah, Caden Pollard, he's been the number 2 receiver all year. He has 9 touchdowns himself, and you see Prather right on the button there for Pollard and already into the red zone on the second possession for Mount St. Joseph.
A couple of changes in the lineup. Now for Mount St. Joseph, we're probably, if they get a big lead, you're going to see a lot of different players come in as Mount St. Joseph try to get out to an early 14-0 lead. The handoff, big hole over the left side inside the 5, and reaching out. Did he get in, or was he down at the 1-yard line? They're going to say he was down just shy of the goal line.
He tried to reach out for it there in Gifford, but his knee hit right there just inside the 1-yard line. And first and goal, knocking on the door once again, Mount St. Joseph.
So Gifford, see if they'll give him the football again. And it looks like we're going to take the quarterback Prather out, and we're going to have a direct snap, and the Wildcat and the score as Holt will go into the end zone for the 6, and it's an early 13-0 lead.
Yeah, you see the Wildcat there just needing a yard, and Holt finishes the job there for Mount St. Joseph. 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns, as we're going to take a look at that last touchdown for Holt.
Boy, and those guys up front are opening up some pretty big holes as well.
No, Manchester, you've given up the short field on 2 straight possessions, and Mount St. Joseph's taken advantage.
So the extra point attempt, we'll take a look at that replay coming up in just a couple of moments. And the extra point, a line drive kick, and it is good. It wasn't pretty, but it's good enough to go through. Mount St. Joseph on top of this one, 14-0.
you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Welcome back to Manchester, the early 14-0 lead. Nice special teams play already for Mount St. Joseph, not just on the return, but they've been hitting hard on the kickoff return as well. This will be the third time now that Manchester has taken over the football, the fair catch, and that'll be near the 15-yard line, so not good field position again for the Spartans. So here's another look at the Wildcat and the touchdown.
Well, Holton with that Wildcat touchdown there, but you see Mount St. Joseph with 2 possessions here, only needing to go 60 yards combined on their 2 touchdowns. That tells you how the short field they've taken advantage of, as we're going to take a look at it right here, Holt, with that Wildcat run.
And, of course, you got the lead block, too, there. But, again, another chance to maybe get a stop in the backfield, and he misses.
And another missed tackle.
First down and 10. The handoff, and they're saying the fumble right there. Going to say, though he was down, that's going to be Hovey.
Another minimal gain on first down, just a yard there for Hovey. Again, the Mount St. Joseph defense right there. Not much doing offensively for Manchester right now.
Boy, Tucker up front, he's had a very good year. Coming into this one, the defensive tackle, 8.5 tackles for loss. And, of course, we already talked about Schlensker, the middle linebacker. 42 total tackles coming into this ball game. They got a lot of guys that can play. I know they've given up some points this year, but this has been a high-scoring conference anyway, and has been for several years. Hovey out of the backfield. Here they come. Cheney able to spin away from it. He's going to get some positive yards on this one.
Boy, what a great job there by Dante Cheney. It looked like he was going to be brought down for about a 4 or 5 yard loss, but gets by that set of tacklers and ends up picking up a first down here for Manchester. Great heads-up play there for Dante Cheney.
Best play they've had so far in their third series already. Football at the 37-yard line.
Do have an update on a couple other HCAC games. Anderson has put up an early safety on Rose Holman, leading that game 2-0. I think that's in the top of the third.
Oh, well, Anderson. Boy, they're going to play Manchester next week, so they'd love to get a win today. Cheney to throw. Here comes the pressure. Able to get away from it again as he throws toward the sideline and just throws it away.
Well done there by Cheney, though, throwing that ball away, not throwing it into traffic across his body that we've seen a few times this year, and wisely just throwing that out of bounds, seeing he had nothing downfield.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
And Bluffton has an early 7-0 lead on Franklin in the other HCAC contest today.
So Dante Cheney, after that big gain, trying to get his football team at a scoring position. Once again, in the backfield will be Hovey. Hovey in motion. Swing pass to Hovey. Hovey trying to find some running room and really not much there. He at least got back close to the line of scrimmage.
Mount St. Joseph's is going to make sure that Hovey got no more there. They may give him a yard here, but you're now faced with another 3rd and long situation for this Manchester offense.
So far for Manchester, they have 19 yards on the ground, and so far in the passing department, they're 0 for 5 up until that point.
We saw Cheney convert the last third down with his legs. Now let's see what they call this time for Manchester on the offensive side.
Coming up on 6:30 to go here in the first period of play. Empty backfield. 5 wideouts. Trips to the near side. Cheney taking his time and held on to it too long, and he's going to get sacked back at the 31-yard line.
I think he saw the 2 defenders in front of him coming at him, but there was the third one behind him that I don't think he had any idea was there. And unfortunately for Manchester, it will look like a promising drive there. Picking up a first down is going to end up having to punt the football here.
Boy, Cheney came up, by the way. He was holding his right hand, and now you have one of your offensive linemen getting hurt, and he is coming out. I think that's number 59. It's hard to tell from where we are. Well, they're going to have to punt the football away. What started to be with that 10-yard run by Dante Cheney, you thought maybe they get going, but then you get sacked like he did, held onto the football just too long.
Yeah, Cheney, just hanging on the football there. Probably just need to get rid of it like he did there, limit the damage there.
Here comes the rush, and they backed off. Fair catch at the 35-yard line, and the Lions will take over 1st and 10. The last thing that Manchester needs, though, is a couple of injuries. And, again, depending on what Cheney, he didn't look like it was too serious, but you could tell he was kind of shaking his hand coming out of that last sack. You don't want to lose that guy right now.
Don't want to lose Cheney right now. They have played Andrew Romero, but Dante Cheney's pretty much been your go-to quarterback here, at least in the second half of the season for Manchester.
1st down and 10 now for Mount St. Joe as Prather will step up once again. Prather so far today 3 of 3, 32 yards. The handoff and a nice gain across the 40. That's going to be Holt once again.
Yeah, Holt, who we just saw score that last touchdown, get a nice considerable gain there on 1st down for Mount St. Joseph.
So now brings up the idea, how much will Gifford play the rest of the day? You certainly want to make sure that everybody's well rested when the tournament rolls around. Play action for Prather, plenty of time, and now will take off and now throws, and wide open, 40, 35, 30, and a nice reception and gain of yardage, and they're going to say he was down before the football came out.
Ooh, that was close there. Manchester almost getting a defensive turnover right there that could have desperately used, but they are marking him down. 31-yard pickup there.
Would look like there for a moment Prather was going to take off himself.
And he wisely saw where he was because he was all rushed about back to the line of scrimmage there when he threw that pass, but wisely saw he was just behind it and got rid of it.
1st down and 10. We're inside the 30. Put the football at the 28-yard line. Prather again will throw. Again, plenty of protection. Looking to direct traffic. Throws to the sideline, and it's incomplete.
Well, how about the time Prather's getting, though, to throw that football, though? Just unable to find anybody open down the field. And just a harmless, incomplete pass, though. But I really like this protection that this line has given Prather to get rid of the football.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 with 4:05 remaining here in the opening quarter.
First incompletion for Prather. Now 4 for 5 throwing the football.
Prather, empty set. Trips to the left. And a man in motion just barely off that right side. Here comes the blitz. Prather able to get away from it. Throws toward the end zone. Up for grabs, and it's caught for the touchdown. Ari Turner had single man coverage right there, and how about Prather sidestepping the defender, and it's 20-0.
It looked like it was for sure going to be a sack of Prather, but able to get away from that sack as we take a look at it here. Here looked like for sure Manchester was going to get a sack, but Prather gets rid of it, finds his man down the field for a touchdown for Turner, and 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for Mount St. Joseph.
That was all set up after Eli LaFrange ended up making that catch for 30 yards. And so now the extra point attempt. Good snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Mount St. Joseph leads it 21-0. I definitely don't need my depth charts anymore. I'm getting out of that. Golly. I hope you got a lot of filler.
Prather, 5 for 6, 91 yards, quarterback rating 265.7.
Okay. So he could set a record today.
He could.
Who has ever had a 265.7 quarterback rating? Nobody.
I don't even know how they figure that.
I did, yeah, whatever formula. Well, right now it's all Mount St. Joseph. And for Manchester, the interception really kind of started the tone of this one. And then it's kind of like when football teams struggle, you take a step up, you take another step, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 steps back, and that's what's happened to them so far.
Manchester, you're getting a perfect example, just the offensive struggles this year, what looked like a promising drive on that last minute. As you mentioned it, they just make a mistake on the Cheney getting sacked there, and you have to punt the football, and you're giving Mount St. Joseph good field position 3 consecutive drives, and they've definitely taken advantage of it.
So once again, we'll kick off the football to Manchester. This will be the 4th time that they will get the ball here in the first half. And eventually they're going to have to find a way to get that offense going because it has just not been there so far here today. And you really don't want this thing to get completely out of hand before we even get out of the first quarter, as Hibbard will kick this one away, goes by the returner and all the way through the end zone. We saw that earlier this year from Manchester, if I'm not mistaken, where the ball bounced between the receiver's legs and went in the end zone. He didn't recover it, and the other team got it for a touchdown.
Manchester very lucky that ball went backwards into the end zone there because, of course, that's a live ball on a kickoff, but just fell harmlessly in the end zone for a touchback. So another, not great starting field position once again here for Manchester on offense.
Yep, they'll start at the 25-yard line. Dante Cheney back in. That's Dario Moss, who will be the receiver, one of 2 receivers to the far side, along with Abdul Amir. And looks like it'll be Lewis in the backfield and Cheney, a keeper, and he just went down.
I don't know if the turf monster got him there or he slipped or what happened there, but 4-yard loss there for Dante Cheney on first down, and you're putting your offense back in a bad position again by losing 4, 2nd and long again for Manchester.
Almost looked like to me he kind of gave up on that play, and he saw guys coming and figured, I'll just go down, right? Where else was he going to go?
He took a pretty good hit that one here earlier on the last possession, so maybe he's just trying to just kind of avoid that big hit again.
One thing that you'll notice about Manchester, they'll go stack trips to the near side. It takes them a long time to get a play in, and that's been the case all year long. Abdul Amir in motion. Cheney again to throw, pumps. Flushed out of the pocket, and he gets away from one defender to the sideline and then just throws it away. He would have taken a loss of yardage even if he goes out of bounds where he was.
Wisely just saw there was nothing and just threw it out of bounds. Again, a 3rd and long situation again for Manchester, for this team that's really just struggling offensively, continuing to put themselves in bad situations offensively.
And I know you want to mix it up, but it's hard when you're down 21-0 already, and you know you're going to have to throw the football more than you want to, and you've got a quarterback, again, whose completion percentage is at 40%. So you just don't see a whole lot of positives right here.
And with his completion percentage under 50%, anxious to see if Coach Hunt goes with Romero here as this game goes on. Sticking with Cheney right now.
Trips to the near side, but before they can get the play off, the whistles will stop. And we've got, a delay of game penalty right here?
Yeah, so you're putting your offense back even further position now, 3rd and 19 now for Manchester. And Manchester in serious danger of having to punt this football again and giving Mount St. Joseph great field position once again.
By the way, the Spartans have not made it to midfield yet. Three-man rush. Cheney throws to the sideline, and he threw it to somebody outside the boundaries there. I think it was one of the coaches. Hard to tell, but it wasn't even close.
So again, another 3 and out for Manchester. So Mount St. Joseph once again going to have a short field to work with here offensively.
So my question is on that play, I was being a little facetious right there, is why not go ahead and try to get something positive out of that? Instead, you weren't going to get the whole thing. At least give yourself maybe a chance if you get a good punt here. The field position on the other side won't be as good.
Well, and when I was looking at the play, it looked like Cheney had a little bit of room to his left side, so try to get his receivers a little bit more time. Unfortunately, just heaved it right there into the sideline.
Here comes the rush on a high snap. It will take a Spartan bounce. And so you think about it, maybe if you got 10 yards on that last one, that punt will got you probably down to the 20-yard line.
Inside the 20 there, and Mount St. Joseph here, despite still at the 29-yard line, worst starting field position today for Mount St. Joseph. Great punt right there for Manchester.
Today's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care. They're delivering care with more than 24 years of experience as a prestige healthcare company. Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. For more information, give them a call at 317-537-1811. First down and 10 for Mount St. Joe with a 21-0 lead. Still 2:24 to go here in this first quarter of play. Handoff, right side. Sidestepping one defender and getting across the 35 on the carry. That'll be Gifford, who did not play in that last series, but comes right back with a nice gain.
Gifford picking up a nice 8-yard pickup there on first down for Mount St. Joseph, taking right over offensively where they have their first 3 series of this game.
You'd mentioned Prather so far today, 5 of 6, 91 yards, a touchdown. His QBR is out of this world. Gifford again, the nice cutback, first down, 45, 50 to the outside, still in his feet, runs over one defender, takes on another one, finally brought down at the 30. Boy, he looked like Larry Zonka right there.
How about them moves for Gifford? The strength there to dodge off some tacklers and get about a 35-yard gain there. Great strength by Gifford and keep it going, and the strength to move those chains and move the ball once again into Manchester territory.
By the way, Prather's QBR 265.7. That's kind of what yours was in college, right?
Combined.
Handoff once again to Gifford. He'll get down to the 25.
So again, seeing a big dose of Gifford here on this drive for Mount St. Joseph. Very comfortable with a 21-0 lead, just keeping that ball on the ground, get that ground game going.
Gifford's probably figuring, you brought me all the way up here, so give me the football. Let me carry it a little bit. Prather to throw, and this is out of reach. In fact, it looked like his receiver cut that route off to the sideline, and the pass went deep, so miscommunication.
Miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver there. The only person in the area was the Manchester defender there. Flank for Prather, it fell harmlessly incomplete. But now you got a third down, and see if Manchester can get this third down stop right here and force Mount St. Joseph maybe in just a field goal situation.
Long look at the sideline here for this Lions offense as we are down to 52.1 seconds remaining. So third down and 5, football again at the 25-yard line. Prather to throw. He will go toward the end zone and in for the score, the touchdown, and just like that, Eli Aston gets another 6 on the board, and it is now 27-0.
Again, you can credit that offensive line for Mount St. Joseph for the protection they are giving Prather. As we look at it here, look at all kinds of time for Prather and finding his open receiver, Ashton, for their fourth touchdown of this opening quarter for Mount St. Joseph.
So now the extra point attempt. By the way, that QBR is now 279.3. They're going to reach yours eventually if he keeps throwing this way. 6 of 8, 116 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the extra point is on the way and good. 45.2 to go. First quarter, 28-0 Mount St. Joseph.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
berating young umpires, learning the ropes. It's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Well, Manchester has put themselves in a hole that I don't know that they've been in this big of a hole this early so far this season. As we mentioned earlier, in some of their games, they've given up 55, 42, 49, 55, and 70 last week. And right now, Mount St. Joseph, we're talking about, if you were just to be a simple mathematician here, we're talking about 100 points scored by the time it's over. It won't happen that way, but somehow Manchester's going to have to find a way to slow this train down. There will be a return across the 20-25, and the gang tackle there, so it'll be first down and 10.
And the special teams right there limiting the run back, and Manchester, again, not good starting field position. And we've been talking about Mount St. Joseph and that offense. How about 4 touchdowns and 196 yards in this first quarter for this powerful Mount St. Joseph offense?
Well, you talked about the QBR at 279.3 for Prather. For Cheney, it's minus 14.3. So somehow they're going to have to get Cheney untracked here. He has 1 completion, 7 attempts, no yards yet in the passing department. And Hovey on the carry, he'll get about 3 on this one.
Hovey picking up 3 yards there on first down, and let's see if Manchester just lets the rest of the first quarter expire. They will not have to snap it if they don't want to.
By the way, Hovey doesn't have colorful shoes on, but he's got some nice kicks right there.
I need a pair of those.
You should get some. Can you wear those all the time, the cleats?
Probably not.
All right, that's going to do it for the opening period of play. It is all Mount St. Joseph. They lead it 28-0.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
28-0 at the end of 1. Today's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for new build, and upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374 to do the job right the first time. All right, 2nd down and 8. Period number 2 is now underway. Cheney will take the snap and an end around, and it goes nowhere. That was smelled out quickly.
And just nothing there. Mount St. Joseph right there to guard against the run. And now, again, another 3rd and long situation for Manchester. Just continuing to plague them all season long, putting your offense in these 3rd and long situations.
That was James Lewis on the end around, just his 2nd carry of the day.
Do have an update on that Franklin Bluffton. Bluffton now leading Franklin 14-0 in the 2nd quarter. And also in the 2nd quarter, Anderson still that 2-0 lead over Rose-Hulman.
Maybe it is a baseball game.
It might be.
Fall ball. All right, we'll keep an eye on those scores. Plus, we'll, at halftime, run down some of the Division I college scores. We're all anticipating IU and Michigan today. Cheney flushed out of the pocket. Cheney at the 30, and he's going to get to the first down marker.
Well done there by Cheney. Second time he's gotten the first down with his feet and keeping those chains moving for Manchester. And a much-needed first down, giving your defense a little bit of a breather. They were on the field there in the first quarter for a good chunk of time.
So first down, put it at the 36-yard line. As we mentioned a little bit ago, they have yet to get to the 50-yard line here in this first half of play. By the way, Ohio State now leading Purdue in the third, 24-0.
You being a Michigan fan, I got to get your take. Do they have a chance against IU today?
Yes.
Okay.
If IU doesn't show up. All right, the pitch will be to Lewis, and Lewis over the right side. He's going to get across the 40 near the 42.
Lewis's best gain of the day right there, getting about 6 yards. Manchester, again, we're seeing some signs from this offense on this drive. Can they not shoot themselves in the foot? Can they go on a nice sustained drive on offense?
By the way, back to Michigan. Michigan could win that game, but they got to find some offense. It's kind of like today with Manchester. They just can't score.
Offense has struggled a little bit for Michigan this year, that is for sure.
So it's going to be second down and about 4. This is the closest they've been to midfield all day long. Lewis in motion. Here comes the blitz. Cheney looked to hand it off. Nobody is there, but a broken play. He'll get to the outside, and he'll finally get into Lion territory. Nice run by Dante Cheney.
Cheney, once again, it looked like the play was going absolutely nowhere, but Cheney, with his feet, gets it done and gets another first down for Manchester. By far the best offensive series for Manchester so far in this game.
A couple other scores this afternoon. Georgia Tech is leading Miami of Florida in the third, 14-10. Texas is blasting Florida 35-0 in the third. And West Virginia winning at Cincinnati in the third, 24-7.
You heard it here first. Miami, the most overrated team in college football.
Really?
Yeah. They should easily have 2 losses right now.
They're going to come back and show you here in a minute.
They might.
They'll see. We'll show John Lester. Handoff, Hovey. And Hovey dives ahead near the 44.
Well done, another 4 yards there for Hovey. Finally seeing some signs of life on this Manchester offense for the first time today.
So the best drive so far, we'll put it at the 44-yard line. It'll be second down and 7.
First time to cross midfield, as we mentioned here. See if they can finish this off and get themselves a little bit back in this ball game here by getting themselves in the end zone.
Hard to believe college football is coming down to its last couple of weeks.
Seems like we just started this run, and here we are, last month of the season.
Well, that's like high school football last night. We had the sectional championships. We'll have regionals next week. Cheney, handoff to Hovey, and Hovey's going to get dropped for a 2-yard loss.
This time, the Mount St. Joseph defense able to hold down Hovey and force a loss here, and now you're looking at about 3rd and 8, and I don't think there's any question if a situation comes up, if they don't convert here, this is definitely 4-down territory considering the circumstances.
So we'll put it at the 46. They were kind on that spot. They gave him an extra yard. And so as you had mentioned, with it being 3rd and long, see what changes they'll make in their personnel as Abdul Amir, one of the 2 receivers coming into the lineup along with Aiden Paradis. See, and this is the situation I talked about here. It takes them a long time to get this offense going, and they're going to have to call a timeout because they waited too long to get the play in. We'll take a timeout as well, 28-0 Mount St. Joseph. Back here at Manchester. By the way, the biggest games of the day are coming up with IU and Michigan at 3:30. But then, of course, later tonight, you're going to see Alabama, LSU. Notre Dame plays Florida State. How about Florida State? 1-8 on the year, and they were ranked number 5 in the preseason poll.
And I was one of the ones questioning why they didn't get picked for the playoff last year, going undefeated, but sure looking like the committee knew what they were doing on that decision.
Boy, no kidding. That game will kick off tonight at 7:30. After the timeout, Cheney to throw, going to air it out, and there's nobody there. Abdul Amir was the intended receiver, but he was nowhere close, and now you're at 4th down.
It looked like Abdul Amir kind of slowed down on that running down to get that football there, and it ended up a serious overthrow here for Cheney, and they are going to bring the punting team out. A little bit surprised at this.
So they'll give up the football after what appeared to be the beginning of a nice drive. Unfortunately, stalls at the 46-yard line.
I thought you might see Coach Hunt leave the offense out there and give it a stab there on 4th and 8.
High snap, and I'll tell you, one of those snaps, and by the way, that's going to land inside the 20 and take a bounce inside the 10. One of those snaps, look how long it's taking to get back to the punter, and these guys are going to notice that at some point, come get it.
You're going to be seeing a punt block formation here before too long. I believe that is correct, yes.
9:51 to go here in period number 2. Prather so far today, 6 of 8, 116 yards, couple of touchdowns. Turner and Aston each with 2 receptions, both with scores. Gifford today, 73 yards. He's averaging 12.2 yards per carry.
The worst starting field position for Mount St. Joseph today.
Holt will be the running back. Prather play action. Quick hitter, and it's going to be picked off at the 25-yard line. First break of the ball game today for Manchester.
And maybe that's a break they needed. And as we're going to take a look at it right here off the pick. We mentioned Prather. That has been a little bit of an issue, the interceptions. That's now his 10th of the year. Looks like just overshot his receiver a bit. And right there is the defender for Manchester. And they're going to be starting at the 25 of Mount St. Joseph.
So Prather with the INT, the first one of the day. Javion Davis out of Marion High School, able to come up with the INT, and so now Manchester will need to get some points on the board right here, down 28-0.
This is a must-score drive right here for Manchester.
Cheney to throw, on a run for his life, and again he had to just throw it away before he took the sack, and he has been under pressure a lot today.
Under pressure, but wisely just got rid of it that time. Didn't hold on to it too long like we've seen a couple times today. Wisely just got rid of that ball. 2nd and 10. You're still in pretty good shape offensively here at the 25.
By the way, for those of you that wonder what we do during the timeouts and such, we check scores and everything. I've decided no longer to check that Purdue score for Keith Myers since they're losing as badly as they are. But then I'm looking at the Texas-Florida game. It's 35-0, so all the games are kind of blowouts early. Lewis on the end around. Lewis gets hit hard and dives ahead, gets a couple out of this run.
Lewis going to pick up 3 yards here, setting up a 3rd and manageable 6.5, 7 yards here for Manchester.
They'll have to get to the 15 for the first down. Boy, the offensive numbers are not going to look good at halftime because right now it is all Mount St. Joe, but again, that turnover may help. And here's the situation again. Look at everybody looking at the sidelines, and it takes them such a long time to get the play in. That defense can really rest in that 40-second time span. So Cheney will have Hovey in the backfield. Cheney to throw. Cheney will now carry it himself, and he's going to take a hit, and he's going to go down. Mike got to the 24-yard line. Looked like he wanted to get rid of it, but also wasn't sure if he was past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was almost to the line there and just got hit there, and now you got 4th and 9, and I don't think there's any question at this point. You have to leave the offense out there.
Well, you're right, simply from the standpoint even if you try the field goal or try to punt it, which would make a whole lot of sense, but you're really not field position-wise in any worse shape. So again, time to get that play in. They finally do. Trips to the right side. Hovey the lone setback. Third down, or I should say 4th down and 9, and I think we may have another delay or timeout. So they had to get the timeout before the delay. We'll take a timeout as well. Mount St. Joseph leading at 28-0.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
After the timeout, it'll be 4th down and 9. Cheney will have trips to the right once again. Hovey the setback. Cheney to throw. Steps up. He's got a lot of open field in front of him. Cheney diving ahead, and we'll see if he gets it or did he lose the football. He did. Cheney fumbled it after he took the hard hit. He would have been very close to that first down.
He would have had the first down too, I believe, but that last hit jarred the ball loose from Cheney, and Mount St. Joseph right there. Second turnover of the game for Manchester. As we take a look at it, you see Cheney with his legs getting to the first down marker, and that last hit right there that jarred the ball loose.
Wow. Turn of events again for Mount St. Joseph, getting the football deep in their own territory as Nate Austin out of Inglewood, Tennessee, forced that fumble. And now Mount St. Joseph will run the football on first down. That was number 6 on the carry. That's going to be Kamari Pittman. He is out of Sumter, South Carolina.
First time we've seen Pittman into the game today, getting a couple yards there for Mount St. Joseph on first down. Boy, right when it looked like the Manchester offense was finally going to get something going, again, they shoot themselves in the foot with a costly turnover.
4 wideouts on second down. Prather fires near side, and is it caught or did he step out of bounds? The way they're acting, it looked like he may have made the catch and kept a foot in.
Yeah, got to give it to him. First down there for Mount St. Joseph.
Great catch. Pulled in by Joe Key out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
As the 5th different receiver Prather has thrown here in the first half for Mount St. Joseph.
Football at the 37-yard line. See, this is an offense that is such more proficient getting that play in and knowing what they're going to do than what we've seen out of Manchester. Prather airing it out down the field. It's up for grabs and knocked down at the last moment. Nearly threw another interception. Would have been his second of the day.
It looked like the defender had it there too, and when he was coming down is when the ball came loose. Dangerous throw right there.
I'd like to tell you who it is, but we don't have a number 10 on the Spartan roster. We have 9, 11, but we don't have a number 10. So now it's going to be second down and 10. Prather will hand it off. Sweep around the left side. A lot of running room. First down at the 45-40, 35-30, and a great run for a first down and more. On the carry was Holt.
Boy, more missed tackles and broken tackles right here to lead to that big gain for Holt. And again, Mount St. Joseph knocking on the door of another score.
Holt will stay in. Prather will have 2 receivers to the near side. Hand off. It'll be once again Holt on the carry. Holt will be brought down shy of the 20.
6 more there for Holt. He's had a pretty good first half here offensively for Mount St. Joseph.
Devin Holt played his high school football at Oaks Hill down in Cincinnati. He's a transfer from Ohio Dominican. It's going to be second down and about 4. Prather, play action. Plenty of time once again. Takes a look, and he's flushed out of the pocket, but still nobody around to get him, and the throw is going to be caught near side. Holt sidesteps a defender into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boy, how about the kind of time that Prather had to get rid of that football and just bought enough time for his receiver Holt to get open and another Mount St. Joseph touchdown.
Well, and you can't really fault the defensive backs. There was good coverage for most of this. And then all of a sudden, again, the defensive lineman just can't get to him.
And there's all this kind of time for Prather, and then Holt finally gets open and does the rest himself, and the 5th touchdown of the half for Mount St. Joseph.
By the way, it was a nice play there by Key to get away from Holt to let him get to the end zone, too. So now the extra point, the snap was dropped, and the kick is no good. So we will head to the final 4:52 before halftime, and the Lions lead at 34-0.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career hire or the right candidate for your company. Give them a call at 317-472-7600.
We've been talking about that Mount St. Joseph offense. You were saying in the pregame, averaging about 500 yards a game. They've put up 279 here in the first half, and we still have 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
You know, the other thing about that is they've been playing with a lot of short fields here, too. So they haven't had to drive down very far.
Do have an update on that Rose-Hulman-Anderson game. Rose-Hulman has taken a 7-2 lead over Anderson late second quarter in that one.
So we will kick it off once again. End over end kick inside the 15-yard line. And on the return man steps out of bounds here on the near side. Looked like that may have been Ryan Balser on the return. He is out of Lafayette Jeff High School. So it'll be first down and 10. Dante Cheney has turned the ball over twice.
Is still 14-0 Bluffton over Franklin, approaching halftime in the other conference game today.
Cheney will stay in. He'll work with 4 wideouts. That'll be Lewis in motion. Cheney on the carry, and boy, Cheney tried to get to the outside. Somebody grabbed his foot, and their player is down for the Lions.
Cheney tried to get something, there's just nothing there for him offensively there on that first down play.
Looked like that was Logan Julian out of Lexington, Kentucky. He's a linebacker at 5'11", 225 that was hurt, so he gets off the field. By the way, so far, Cheney today, 1 of 9. He still has not, from what the stats are showing us, he has no passing yards. Hovey caught the one pass and did not gain any yardage. That's Lewis in motion. Cheney again is going to launch this one down the sideline, and it's way off the mark. And that was intended for Daryl Moss.
So Cheney on his long passes here, it looks like his timing's off because his long passes have not been extremely close here so far on the long pass game. 1 for 10 now passing in the first half.
And you notice one other thing, you never see Manchester throw over the middle of the field. Everything is to the outside and deep. Why don't they use the middle of the field more?
That's a good question. Yeah, I've noticed that too myself.
Well, we were hoping you were going to answer it, because if you don't get paid today. Oh. So your analysis is important for your paycheck. So
I was told I was getting your pay.
Nothing? Really? Wow, that's good. Cheney to throw. Here they come. Dumps off the screen pass, and it'll be Lewis on the catch. Takes some hard hits right there and dumped at the 30-yard line. Well, they did throw it over the middle that time.
And again, right, it's not their first over-the-middle pass, but again, just the Mount St. Joseph defense right there. And again, Manchester's going to have to punt this football away.
And there is still plenty of time on the clock for Mount St. Joseph to get on the board yet one more time here before the half. Now watch this snap. This is important to me because that snap's got to get back there quickly so the punter can have time to, put it in the air. But if I'm Mount St. Joseph, I'm bringing everybody.
Coming
it looks like
after
they
this
might.
One.
High snap. Here they come, and he did get it away, so it does work this time, and that'll bounce at the 42-yard line, and that is where Mount St. Joseph will take over 1st and 10. So we're getting ready for halftime, and of course at the half we'll get a chance to give you the first half numbers and run down the scoreboard in college football today. And of course our producer will be able to give both of us a break because our union says we're to get a big break at halftime. So just in case our bosses are listening, don't try to overwork us. 1st down and 10. Prather again to throw to the sideline. It's going to be caught. Big hit right there, and it looks like he dropped it.
Well, that was quite the shot he took there. Great defensive play to knock that ball loose.
On the receiving end of that hit, Eli LaFrange. He's a junior out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky. 6'4", 255, but the hit he took jarred that ball loose. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10. LaFrange had a catch back in the first quarter. The handoff, and not a whole lot there.
Well done there by the Manchester defense, crowding the line there and limiting that damage to a 1-yard gain for, looks like Rager. They're getting that carry there. Now 3rd and long situation for Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, your Rager's a senior out of Buchanan, Michigan.
Probably going to let this tick down to the 2-minute timeout.
So why is it a 2-minute timeout in college football? It's a 2-minute warning in the NFL.
The NCAA, right before the season, they said they are not going to refer to it as a 2-minute warning. It's a 2-minute. I have no idea why. But
sell more rule books?
Evidently.
Okay. We have the 2-minute timeout, 34-0 Mount St. Joseph.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
34-0 here before halftime, the 2-minute timeout. Football placed at the 44-yard line. Boy, personnel changes there for Manchester, and did they get them off in time? And Looks like the Spartans may have to call the defensive timeout because they had the wrong personnel and had too many players out there.
Looks like some confusion right there, and unfortunately that's going to cost Manchester their final timeout here in the first half. Rose Holton still leading Anderson 7-2. Sorry, Jerry.
No, you're fine.
And 21-0 now, Bluffton over Franklin in the second quarter.
Halftime will update you on some of the college football scores as they continue to roll in. Ohio State is now leading Purdue 38-0. That game in the third quarter at 2:46. Georgia Tech now leading Miami of Florida 21-10. Prather to throw. Actually got a new quarterback in the lineup. Throws under the coverage. It'll be a first down and more. Tackles missed everywhere. The 25-20 gets a lead block and finally goes out of bounds on the far side. That's going to be Rager again on the reception. A nice catch and the run. And Jackson Schreiber's in the ball game out of Cleves, Ohio.
We were saying Schreiber, he's been getting some work on the backup quarterback role this year and finds Rager right there, and it's 1st and goal for Mount St. Joseph.
So 1:22 to go. And the football will be placed at the 7-yard line.
And Mount St. Joseph going to be very, very content to take this clock down as far as they can on every play now.
Schreiber, by the way, 6'3", 190, and Rager gets brought down close to the 5-yard line.
Seeing a lot of Rager on this drive here for Mount St. Joseph as we're going to go under a minute here.
Chance to get in the end zone once again. Rager on the carry, and he'll get close to the 3.
Looks like some extracurriculars here after the play.
You know, Manchester pointing fingers, and they're going to get a flag, I believe, on this one. The way that, well, maybe not, but at least from a standpoint, Manchester's going to get a timeout. I'm going to say Mount St. Joe will get the timeout with 31.6 seconds remaining.
And Mount St. Joseph has cleared the 300-yard offensive yard mark here in the first half. You're seeing how powerful that offense is for Mount St. Joseph here in the first half.
Well, you get it in the end zone here, you'll be at the 40-point mark. And Mount St. Joseph will get the football to begin the third quarter.
In the second half, they're averaging 41 points a game on the year. They could reach that by halftime with another score here. And they have reached halftime in our other two HCAC games, still 7-2. Rose Holman over Anderson and 21-0 Bluffton over Franklin.
So football at the 3-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. Rager stays in. They'll fake the handoff. Schreiber will throw. Rager makes the catch, takes the hit, and will go down right at about the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play that time by the Spartans.
Well done there by Manchester defensively, not allowing Rager to get into the end zone. And let's see if Mount St. Joseph, down to 10 seconds, they're going to let this clock run out here.
Nathan Contreras, the defensive back who made the stop. And do we stop the clock? They do it 1.5 as Mount St. Joseph will call the second timeout.
So let's see if we're going to see a field goal attempt here for Mount St. Joseph to end the first half. That's a good job there by the Manchester defense to not allow the touchdown there, to limit that to a 1-yard gain there. Good goal line stand right there for the Manchester defense.
So 1.5 remaining. Now the defense back out, the offense ready to go to work once again. This will be the final play of this first half. With, again, 1.5, they're going to go ahead and kick the field goal here. So this will be a 20-yard attempt. Good snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good. We will head to the locker room. It is all Mount St. Joseph. They lead this one 37-0. Your thoughts on the first half of play? Again, it's been all Mount St. Joseph, but a good first half from the standpoint that Prather has had a good first half with 154 yards and 3 scores, but they're going to get the football to begin the third quarter as well.
We're going to see Mount St. Joseph get the ball here, and the question is, are we going to see Schreiber the rest of this game for Mount St. Joseph? But you're seeing, we were talking about the offense at Mount St. Joseph, and you saw here in the first half just how powerful that offense is for Mount St. Joseph. Great first half for them.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Our halftime report coming up, 37-0 here at the half.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year, IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler, Michigan. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner. Come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, yeah. Exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Halftime, 37-0 your score. And when you look at the first half numbers, it will tell you statistically why we're at 37-0. It's been a long first half for the Spartans. I know you want to run down. I don't know if you can see the statistics from where you are, but go ahead and give us all of the first half stats, and then we'll pick it up from there.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the number 37-0, and you look at this Mount St. Joseph team to the tune of 333 yards of offense in the first half, 203 in the passing game. That's between Prather and Schreiber, and then you've thrown to 6 different receivers. Those quarterbacks have found in the first half 7 different receivers, I beg your pardon. 130 in the rushing game. We are seeing just this powerful Mount St. Joseph offense, what they can do. And the defense has been phenomenal, holding Manchester to 46 in that first half. I mean, we were talking about it, and it's just a matter of they just have so many weapons offensively, Mount St. Joseph, and you're seeing it here in this first half.
Well, Mount St. Joseph has a lot of weapons, but on the other side, for Manchester, they shot themselves in the foot so many times that when they got like Cheney, when he had that nice run in the first quarter and they got themselves a first down, end up going backwards because they were unable to advance the football any further. They're only averaging 2.4 yards per carry. That's a low number, but when you look at the receiving average, it's 1.5.
We saw some signs there offensively for Manchester. You were just mentioning it. Cheney, we've seen him do some great things with his feet there in the first half, keeping some drives alive there, getting some first downs. But you see it once we see the Manchester, what we think is going to develop offense, a long offensive drive, they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot with a turnover or a backwards play. And it's just been the tone of the whole year for Manchester, unfortunately, that just the offense just cannot stay consistent enough to maintain these long drives.
All right, let's talk individually. We'll start first off again with Mount St. Joseph. You mentioned Prather already, 8 of 12, had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He is throwing at a 67% clip, and they've ended up, 2, 4, 6, or 7 different players have caught the football today, and no more than 2, so he's really spreading it around.
It was just great balance there on the offensive side for Prather, and like I said, we saw Schreiber come in the game there at the end of that first half as well and pass for 49 yards there offensively in the first half. Just great weapons for this Mount St. Joseph, and just having these weapons offensively for Prather and Schreiber to throw to in that first half.
Defensively, it's Evan Schlensker leading the way in the tackling department, and so far he has 4. We've had trying to see here. They've had only 1 player with 4, but several players with 3, so they've really spread it around. Let's go to Manchester offensively. We'll talk about Dante Cheney, as we said, only 2 of 11 for 3 yards. He's been sacked 1 time, but we mentioned earlier, it's a fact. coming into this game, a 40% completion percentage is very low, and he's thrown the ball away several times here in the first half, and his QBR at 2.3.
And he has had a couple drops by the receiver. He's made some good passes. He had a couple drops there by his receivers as well. But, yeah, and when you're facing a defense, and this is a defense that we were talking about with Mount St. Joseph, they have struggled. They've given up 30 points a game this year. So this was a chance for the Manchester offense to maybe get something going, and they still maybe can if they can get some offense, if they can regroup. They're offensively there at halftime. But, yeah, you're just seeing the struggles that they're just continuing here in this game for Manchester, unfortunately.
Lewis has that one reception for 3. He has 1 for no gain. And then again with Cheney rushing 22 yards, Lewis with 12, and Hovey with 9. So the numbers are kind of showing it right now that this one is a tough one today for Manchester as they're trying to pick up their first win of the year. But again, they've got a long way to go in this one for the second half. When we come back, we'll run down some of the college football scores that are going on today and run down the schedule that's coming up. Of course, a lot of eyes at 3:30, which is about 40 minutes away. All people looking down at Bloomington, a sellout. Indiana and Michigan. We'll talk about that game and get you updated on some of the scores coming up in a moment right here on HCAC TV.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop.
Manchester Marching Band performing here at halftime. It is 37-0. Mount St. Joseph getting off to a very fast start here this afternoon, and they have built it up to this big halftime lead. Here are some scores this afternoon that are underway right now. We have a game in the fourth quarter. This is the Ohio State-Purdue game, 45-0 for the Boilermakers. In fact, this game was actually kind of close early, but it is now 10:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Ohio State leads it again 45-0. Georgia Tech now starting the fourth. They're beating number 4 Miami of Florida, which, if I'm not mistaken, John Lester said earlier that Miami of Florida is the most overrated fourth-rated team in the country. Am I right about that?
That is correct. I think Miami is very overrated, yes. They should be sitting with 2 losses right now.
Number 5, Texas, they're beating Florida at the end of the third, 42-10. Boston College now leading Syracuse in the fourth, 30-28. In the fourth quarter, Texas State. Yes, I know you were waiting for this score, John Lester. They're leading University of Louisiana Monroe 31-14. Navy over South Florida 21-0. They're playing in the fourth quarter. Good one going on down in Cincinnati as West Virginia leading the Bearcats 24-21 with 9:30 to go in the fourth. Minnesota in the Big Ten now leading Rutgers 16-14 in the fourth with about 11:52 remaining in that one. At halftime, Liberty on top of Middle Tennessee 27-7. You notice I always give you the mid-majors because you told me earlier you love mid-major football. UAB leading Connecticut 3-0 in the first, and so those are the games that are underway today. We've got some games ready to kick off in moments, including Georgia and Ole Miss. Georgia ranked number 2, Ole Miss ranked number 16. That's a 3:30 kickoff time. Who do you like there?
That could be Georgia with one loss. Ole Miss, that could be an elimination game as far as college football playoff goes for Ole Miss. If they don't, that's almost a must-win game for them in that one.
Also today, Michigan and IU. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself with all of your FedEx planes flying over my house. So you're going to pick Michigan or IU?
It's a classic trap game for IU. I mean, there's no question about it. You've got Ohio State looming your next game. It's a classic trap game. The only thing that bothered with Michigan, the way you were talking about, they do struggle offensively. Vegas has IU by 15 in that game. I do think IU's going to pull it out, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think it is.
I'm trying to remember the last game you said was going to be closer than you thought it was. Do you remember that? You had
I believe that was Ohio State and Oregon.
Yes. I don't like to remind you of your picks, but that was a little bit off on that day. Iowa State will play at Kansas. That's a 3:30 kickoff time. It is Clemson at Virginia Tech, also at 3:30. Army, 8-0, and I know you were bragging on them last night. They play the tough North Texas squad today at 3:30. Is Army still going to be undefeated?
That's actually a pretty decent North Texas team at 5-3, so that may be a little bit closer. That possibly may be a game that's upset alert right there.
That's a 6.5-point favorite right now, which is better than what Michigan is getting in their game. Georgia State will be at James Madison. Duke at North Carolina State. San Jose State is at Oregon State today. Number 20, Colorado. See if they're for real. They go to Texas Tech, who is 6-3. Are we going to see a Colorado team go to 7-2?
Again, that's a team that I think is getting a lot more hype than really. I'm not saying they're not a decent team, but I just don't think they're. I think they're a little overhyped is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, because of Deion Sanders and all that. Yeah, South Carolina is at Vanderbilt. Jacksonville State is at Louisiana Tech. Arkansas State is at Louisiana. Western Kentucky, New Mexico State. Maryland will make that long road trip to Oregon in the Big Ten. Oregon ranked number 1, and they are a 23.5-point favorite. I think that's pretty accurate.
I think Maryland's going to be in for a rude awakening with that trip out there tonight, yeah.
Mississippi State is at Tennessee. Tennessee is heavily favored in that contest. Central Florida is at Arizona State. Oklahoma State at TCU. Notre Dame gets Florida State, a 25.5-point favorite.
That's a pretty bad Florida State team this year. I don't think Notre Dame's going to have much of a problem in that game tonight.
All right, number 11 Alabama will be on the road at number 15 LSU. That is our other game of the week. Who do you like there?
That's both teams with 2 losses. That's pretty much an elimination game as far as playoff goes. I do think somehow, some way, Alabama, even though you're talking about nighttime in Death Valley, but I do think Alabama's going to find a way to pull that game out tonight.
24th rated Missouri home against Oklahoma. Nevada's at Boise State. Washington is at Penn State. Virginia at Pittsburgh. And coming up later tonight, games of interest, BYU at Utah, and Utah State is at Washington State. We'll come back, second half action coming up in a few moments right here on HCAC TV.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
$37-0. Now we start. We really got to talk about the second half. That first half is over, and you got to think about what you can do positive if you're Manchester. Mount St. Joe's going to get the football. We're going to see a lot of different players now here in the second half for Manchester, and they want to keep everybody healthy for next week and maybe finish out the season undefeated in the conference. But if you're Manchester now and you're going into the second half, what are you going to do? I mean, the numbers are just not there for you. You're just not a very good football team right now, and you got to find a way to get some positives in the second half.
If you're Coach Hunt, all you could do there at halftime is just take your team aside, guys. You know what? First half's over. We're coming out. It's 0-0. You just have to treat the game like it's 0-0 and just start from the beginning and see if you can find something offensively. Like I said, we saw some signs there in the first half. It would just be one play after that would just shoot themselves in the foot. But we saw some good things, especially from Chaney, especially with his groundwork there in the first half. We saw a little bit there. They just cannot keep a sustained drive going. They find themselves either way go backwards or a turnover and just can't sustain those offensive drives.
Well, the big problem again with Chaney is you've got to be a better thrower. You're only 2 of 11 for 18%, and that's well under his even 40% on the season. So if they're going to balance this out, he's got to find a way to complete some passes.
You're going to have to find some, and like we mentioned, he has had a couple drops, but we have seen some serious overthrows by Chaney and just some missed timing there with his receivers there in that first half.
So we mentioned the Lions will get the football to begin the third quarter. Once we go throughout the second half, we'll again update you on scores that continue to come in throughout the entire remainder of this broadcast, and of course, again, all the college football games. Scores will be on the sports page tomorrow. Will be returned inside the 15, across the 25, 30, 35, and out to the 31-yard line.
No good return there for Mount St. Joseph, giving them pretty good field position to open this second half, and we'll see who comes out at quarterback here for Mount St. Joseph. Looks like it's going to be Schreiber out here to start the second half.
And he's probably going to play the entire second half, would be my guess. So first down and 10. And again, we'll put the football at the 36-yard line. You, by the way, can keep updated on the stats. You can either go to the Mount St. Joseph website or the Manchester website and follow along live stats throughout the second half. Sunshine now here in Manchester. And they'll run the football in a gain of a couple on the play.
A good job there. Seeing Grager get a lot of work here in the second quarter and starting here in the third quarter here offensively for Mount St. Joseph. Third running back on this big running back duo or big running back tandem here Mount St. Joseph has.
By the way, Holt averaged over 12 yards per carry. Gifford over 12. They probably are done for the day. Second down and 8. Looking to throw, and a strike at the 50-yard line, and a first down into Manchester territory on the reception. First reception, I believe, of the day. And we'll give you the number 0 because they do use multiple numbers for all these players. That'll be Michael Hunkus out of Hilliard, Ohio. He is just a sophomore.
8th different receiver now to catch a pass for Mount St. Joseph today.
And they'll come out running the football on first down, and nice spin move to get an extra yard or two on the carry.
We're seeing Rager once again get a lot of work in here. He'd only had 38 carries coming into the season, but getting a good bulk of the work here in the second and third quarter.
He might get 38 in the second half. because they're going to run the football a lot. There's no doubt about that. For Mount St. Joseph, try to run out as much time as they can and then focus on their game next week. Manchester will go to Anderson next week. High snap, ready to throw, fires over the middle. Ball's going to be caught inside the 25, I should say inside the 35, down to the 30, and another first down.
So finding his receiver there, driving this inside the 35-yard line, right at the 30. So right away, we're seeing Mount St. Joseph drive down the field on this opening series of the second half.
Jackson Schreiber, strong arm shown right there. So a first down, and we'll put the football right at the 30-yard line. Handoff once again. Nice hole up the middle for about 5 on the carry.
Looks like Rager once again there picking up 5 yards, and Mount St. Joseph getting these small chunks of yardage here, driving the ball down the field.
Football will be placed at the 26-yard line. 3 wideouts in the lineup for Schreiber and the Lions, trying to build on this 37-0 lead. That one's fired toward the sideline. A low throw. It'll be incomplete, intended there for Key.
A little bit low there for Key, just unable to come up with that one off the ground. And now a third down coming up. Let's see if this Manchester defense can get the third down stop here.
Today's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-686-6239. Schreiber flushed out of the pocket as he looks to throw toward the end zone. It's up for grabs, caught, and the touchdown. What a great catch at the back of the end zone by Hunkus at 6'3", just out jumping the defender, and another 6 on the board.
A great catch by Hunkus. As we take a look at it, I was wondering if he would come down in bounds or not, but the officials say he did come down in bounds. As you see the strong throw by Schreiber, and you do see him come down with a foot down right there. Great job, and another Mount St. Joseph touchdown.
Well, it helps to be 6'3", doesn't it? By the way, we're not sure, again, who the defensive back was. There's not a number 10 on our roster from Manchester. So the extra point attempt at 11:45 remaining in the third. It is no good. The second time they have missed an extra point. It is 43-0 Mount St. Joseph.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
43-0 here in the third, and first score of the second half, and you add that to the first half, they ended up getting 3 on the board, so Mount St. Joseph continues to add on here in the third, and Manchester will get the football for the first time here in the second half. There will be a return from the 10. Across the 25 and knocked out of bounds. So decent field position here for the Spartans, and they'll put it, I think, very close to the 30.
It's not going to be out. We're at 30-yard line, so decent starting field position this time for Manchester. Here in the second half, we're going to get their first offensive series here in the second half.
Looked like Ethan Skinner on the return out of Kendallville, Indiana. And looks like Cheney is back in at quarterback. Again, 2 for 11 today, an interception, only 3 yards passing. He has run the football for 22 yards. Lewis in motion. Lewis on the sweep around the right side. And Lewis is going to get buried. He's going to lose yardage.
Lewis nowhere to go there. Great job by the Mount St. Joseph defense. 2-yard loss on first down on that carry for Lewis.
Miles Harding, a junior out of Newark, Delaware, in on the stop. So now you're behind the chains 2 more yards.
Lewis now just 10 yards on 5 carries today.
Again, a long time for this Manchester offense to get the play in. Now they have to hurry to the line of scrimmage as the play clock now beginning to run down. 4 wideouts, Cheney to throw, pumps, and now he's going to run for it. Cheney trying to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. It looks like he might actually do so, as they'll put it at the 31-yard line.
Cheney there with a nice job just getting what he could there and picking up about 3 yards there, but it's still going to be a 3rd and long situation for Manchester. And do have an update on that Rose-Hulman-Anderson game. Rose-Hulman in the end zone again, so now 14-2 Rose-Hulman in the 3rd quarter. As Rose-Hulman looking to hang on to 3rd place in the conference.
So here we have 3rd down and long. They'll have to get to the 40. Cheney to throw. Short route to Hovey out of the backfield to get the first down.
Good job there by Cheney rolling out, finding his receiver Hovey, and getting a first down and moving those sticks for Manchester.
So at the 45-yard line, we're going to see a lot of different backup players in the lineup now for Mount St. Joseph. They've, looks like to me, pretty much replaced everybody on that defense. And it's important for a team like Mount St. Joseph for the NCAA tournament to see if they can get some guys that can give him some minutes. Cheney to throw, and it's behind his intended receiver. Parody's the intended receiver on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Just a little bit behind his receiver there, but back to what you were talking about Mount St. Joseph, this powerful offense, and if they can keep this offense going into tournament play, this is not going to be a team that you're going to want to see as your opposition come NCAA tournament time with this offense that they carry.
By the way, Daniel Gray is in the lineup, number 98. And, of course, Indianapolis fans will remember him, played at Warren Central High School, and they won again last night. Also in the lineup will be Jackson Pruitt. He is a senior out of Cecina High School. He'll be the defensive end here on the near side. Cheney to throw once again. Ball's going to be caught at around the 50. And the receiver is still on his feet, finally brought down there.
Cheney finding his receiver once again and now setting up a 3rd down and manageable situation here offensively for Manchester. About 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, as we said earlier, we still don't know who number 10 is. We don't have a 10 on the roster, so we are sorry that we don't know who number 10 is, but the football is going to be at the 50-yard line. They have now at 3rd down and 5.
And again, being very patient, getting the call in here.
Well, to me, it's a little too patient. I mean, you got to get as many plays going as you can to try to get on the board, but if you're going to limit yourself at almost 40 seconds at a time, it's just not going to work. So 4 wide outs. They do get the play off in time. Hovey out on the flat. Cheney will run it himself, and Cheney got the first down and more. Gets stripped down from behind at the 35-yard line, but he got the first down.
We see once again Cheney seeing he had nothing downfield, saw he had some field to work with ahead of him, getting it done with his feet and moving those chains again for Manchester as they're inside the Mount St. Joseph 40-yard line.
Cam Fuller at 6'3", 305 was able to run him down. He's out of Cincinnati. That's good speed there by a guy that's that big at 305. So with the first down, football again at the 36-yard line. Cheney will have Hovey in the backfield. That is Lewis. They'll sweep left. And a great open field tackle. He got by Hovey and was able to sneak in there, and that's an excellent tackle. Zion James there to make the stop.
Lewis just unable to shake the tacklers there, and it looks like about a 2-yard loss on Fish.
Well, they called a personal foul. By the way, it was James who made the stop, the freshman out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, Coach Hopperton not going to be happy with that. Your defense gets the stop, but a little bit of an undisciplined 15-yard penalty there to move the chains, and it's going to be a first down once again for Manchester as they're going to move this inside the 25-yard line.
I think they're going to say, he pointed the wrong way, though. So it's going to be on Manchester, not on Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, my apologies there. I just went by the way he pointed there, but yeah, just pointed the wrong way.
Well, I thought he said number 55. I didn't hear it. Was it 77? Let me see if that would be Austin Ellis, the offensive lineman out of Coal City, Illinois. So, again, there's another instance where you shoot yourself in the foot, you're driving, and you have positives, and then you come up with a negative.
Promising offensive drive, and then, penalty just pushes you back.
Football will be placed at the 48-yard line. Hovey will stay in as the lone setback. And Hovey gets the call to the outside. Hovey inside the 50 and then driven out of bounds close to the 47-yard line.
Hovey drug down from behind there, but still able to get the ball back on the positive side of the field here. But you still got a pretty good ways to go here on third down if you're Manchester.
Going to be third down, and with that penalty after the play, they still have to get, well, they got a long way to go, let's put it that way.
Got to get to the 27, it looks like, for a first down here.
Yeah, you're talking about 26 yards. Scoreboard says second. Now they've changed it to third. So third and long behind the chains again today for Manchester. As Cheney looking to throw the football, and he gets rid of it at the last moment. And it was intended for Dario Moss, who I don't think Moss even has a reception today. He's only been targeted a couple of times. And so, again, the mistakes and penalties killing Manchester. They're going to have to punt the football away.
On that third down there's just nobody open downfield for Cheney, and just had to do what he had to do and just throw it out of bounds there. And again, a big mistake offensively. Put your offense against it, and you're going to have to punt this football away.
Only 3 first downs so far today for the Spartans. 43 rushing yards and only 3 yards in the passing department. And this punt will get inside the 20. Takes a bounce straight up in the air at the 15, and that's where the Lions will take over first and 10. Today's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we don't play. And don't forget about our sports page on IndianaSRN, high school, college, and pro sports. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org, and click on the sports page tab. Well, we have gone between cloudy skies and sunshine, and we're back to a little bit of cloudy, though John Lester had that sun in his eyes a little bit too much right there, didn't you?
I did, actually. Yeah.
So it'll be first down.
When you're getting old like me, that kind of tends to go on you as you get older.
It's accentuated, huh? They'll look to throw on first down, and that's going to be off the mark.
Yeah, a little bit high there on the throw from Schreiber, and it's second down and 10 here for Mount St. Joseph. Some of their worst starting field position of the day here.
Mentioned Schreiber out of Cleves, Ohio, played at Oak Hills. Second down and 10. They'll run the football up the middle. Good gain there across the 20, near the 22-yard line. As we mentioned, we're going to see a lot of different players in, and a lot of these players not on our depth chart, so it takes a little bit of time to run them down and see who they are. So we'll pick out number 31 here, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Kaheem Montfort out of Fayette, Alabama. They'll look to throw again to the near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Chance to catch the football, but unable to come up with it. So it's going to be 4th down.
The number 10 on Manchester that we've been saying that we don't have a number 10 on the roster looks like Laverian Campbell, number 10 for Manchester. That's
Campbell
made those receptions.
All right.
Or made that reception.
Now we know it's Laverian Campbell. By the way, it was Devin Lattimore who ended up dropping that football on the sideline for Mount St. Joseph. So the Lions will have to punt the football away. Line drive kick, and there will be a return, and very close to the 49-yard line before he's brought down there.
So well done there by Manchester. Your defense forces a 3-and-out, force a punt from deep in your own territory, and you're going to get very good starting field position here on offense on your next offensive series.
Don't forget today's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Give him a call at 317-894-7000.
Franklin has got on the board at Bluffton to cut into that deficit. Now 21-6. Bluffton over Franklin midway through the third in that one.
That was Kenneth Monroe, by the way, on that return out of South Holland, Illinois. 1st down and 10. Cheney back in once again. Only 2 of 11 in the passing department. Hovey on the carry, and he may get 2 if he's lucky.
Hovey just getting what he could there, but again, Mount St. Joseph right there to limit the run there for Hovey, is able to pick up 2 yards.
So the football at the 48, under 4 minutes now. We're still in the third.
And again, Manchester taking a lot of time to get the play in.
Second down. In fact, there's going to be probably a change in quarterback again for Mount St. Joseph. They have a player warming up on the sideline. Ball will be caught at the 45. They're going to say incomplete. Looks like it may have hit the turf. Or did they give it to him? They will say it's complete. Or no. So it is not complete.
So you had one official saying marking the ball there, and then the other official overruled and said incomplete. So it is going to be 3rd and 8.
Have to get to the 40 for the first down. Cheney will have Hovey in the backfield. 4 wideouts, Cheney to throw. Here comes the blitz. Cheney running for his life once again, and he's going to get driven out of bounds. Now, he threw it at the last moment. Question is, did he get out of bounds, or was he forced out of bounds first? And looked like he may have been.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark that where Cheney was out of bounds at the 49. So 4th down. If it looks like they may bring the punt team on, but if you're Coach Hunt, I don't know what you have to lose here. Just keep your offense out there and give them a shot, but it looks like they are going to punt it away.
Well, they continue to struggle, only 3 yards passing. And you're talking about, 53 yards rushing. That is it. Manchester cannot find anything on offense here today. The kick on the way. We haven't had a ton of penalties. I guess that is one area to look at that's been a positive today, is that a roll out of bounds near the 21. We haven't seen really a whole lot of penalties on either side.
It's been a pretty clean game for basically, to say the least. The couple penalties that we've had have been a little bit undisciplined penalties like personal fouls, but it's been a pretty clean game outside of that.
Well, it looks like that Schreiber is going to come back in, and we'd seen, again, a couple of players warming up on the sidelines. We may see the third-string quarterback come in at some point. We'll have trips to the left. But it's important to get Schreiber some playing time now with this game out of control. The pass will be complete and brought down very close to the 22-yard line.
Another new receiver here on that reception. That's now 9 different receivers today for Mount St. Joseph on the receiving end.
And nobody has more than a couple, right?
Yeah, we've got 5 players that have 2. Yeah. So moving it around.
Trips to the near side. 2nd down and 5. And they'll run the football once again. Rager on the carry, and he's going to get close to the first down there. The ball came loose, and he fumbled it. And the Spartans will come away with it.
Like Rager might have been trying to fight for an extra yard there, trying to get that first down, and Manchester popped it loose, and the Manchester defense forces another turnover here.
Looked like Blake Hayflick there, the junior out of Norwell High School.
Second turnover of the game forced by the Manchester defense.
So now, question is, can Manchester do anything with it at the 29-yard line?
They had a series earlier that started at the 25 that stalled out. Well, let's see if Manchester can finish this one off.
Lewis is the lone setback. Cheney, 1st down and 10, the second turnover again for the Lions. Hand off to Lewis, and he got dropped immediately. Well, we talked about big number 98 earlier, and Daniel Gray out of Warren Central High School shot right in there. He's a big fella at 6'1", 260.
Mount St. Joseph snuffed that out, and you see the play there, and a 1-yard loss on first down coming to the end of the third quarter here.
By the way, Texas now leading Florida 49-17. We talk about a program that's kind of hit the skids. That's Florida. Georgia Tech now leading Miami of Florida with 6:07 remaining. Boy, Miami may go down today. Cheney to throw. Out in the flat, way behind Lewis.
Lewis got bit a little bit by the turf monster there, too, or else he might have been able to come down with that. And it's third down coming up.
Well, you know what I always used to tell my players is you got to throw it where they're going, not where they've been. And that's why he ended up having to reach back for it. And if you're trying to get momentum going forward, the last thing you want to do is reach back for it.
Come back for it.
As we mentioned, Cheney is not a very accurate quarterback. And today he just cannot find any target, though you're right, there have been a couple of drops, but he's been way off. Cheney's going to get dropped on this one. And they're going to put him at the 34-yard line. One thing when you bring a lot of players that are backups into a ball game, they want to show the head coach that I need more playing time, so it's really almost more difficult at times for a team like Manchester against the second unit because they're giving everything they got.
I would say, and you want to go out there, like you just said, you want to go out there and prove yourself. They're like, yeah, I deserve to be in this game more so, and you're getting a good dose of that here on this Mount St. Joseph defense.
We're at 4th down, and again, they're taking a long time to get this play in. And you can see that Cheney is frustrated because now he's got to hurry and get everybody to the line of scrimmage. It'll be trips left. And Cheney will throw. Here they come. Gets rid of it in time, and it's going to be caught. Moss, the touchdown. And a flag is down. Duriel Moss hauling it in, and Manchester gets on the board here in the third quarter with no time remaining.
First reception of the game for Duriel Moss is a touchdown. We'll see what this flag is. It was something after the play, it looked like.
So they'll sort it out here as you see the official will give us so it will go against Mount St. Joseph. So we'll be on the kickoff. So the goose egg is finally off the board today for Manchester.
Well, Cheney able to buy enough time back there to allow his receiver Moss to get. As we take a look at it here, Cheney just gives himself just enough time and finds his receiver down the field for Moss for a touchdown and gets Manchester on the board in this one.
And there was that late hit there by Mount St. Joseph that brought us the penalty. And before the kick is up, we have a false start against Manchester.
That will move Manchester back 5, so it'll become a 25-yard extra point attempt.
So now we're going to put it back at extra 5 yards. Good snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. Head to the fourth, 43-7, Mount St. Joseph.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
43-7 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Well, a little something to build on there for Manchester. You get the nice touchdown drive there at the end of the third quarter. Give yourself a little bit of something to build on there. And again, great job there by Cheney to find his receiver there and get Manchester that opening first touchdown of the game.
So now the Lions will get the football back. That will go into the end zone for the touchback. So first down and 10, 15 minutes remaining. Mount St. Joseph will stay undefeated in the conference.
Looks like Schreiber coming back out for Mount St. Joseph at quarterback.
So first down and 10, Mount St. Joseph, a commanding 43-7 lead. And they will run the football over the right side. Nice gain, nearly 10 yards on the carry. See if we have a penalty here. Everybody's kind of stopping, and I don't know if we got that or a timeout. Looks like we have an injured player there for Manchester. But that was on the carry, Montfort once again.
Fifth different running back to get some action here today for Mount St. Joseph.
So once they get that injured player off, if he is still down, we may go ahead and take a break right here. 14:46 remaining, 43-7 your score.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best.
Handoff as Mount St. Joseph will run the football up the middle following the injury timeout. Montfort once again on the carry, and he got enough for the first down.
Montfort getting the 2 carries here, and with the score like it is here in the fourth quarter, you're going to see a heavy dose of running on this Mount St. Joseph offense, and not going to be in any hurry at all. No reason to be at this point.
So on first down, you mentioned Mount St. Joseph will give us a heavy dose of running the football. Montfort, big hole up the middle. Going to get another first down. Great run there by Montfort near midfield.
Another 11 yards there for Montfort, moving the chains once again. Seeing some good things for Montfort here coming off the bench here for Mount St. Joseph here. Getting a little bit of action for him here in this game. Continuing to be very, very patient offensively at this point.
And they'll throw over the middle. Ball caught, 40, then fumbles the football, and it's going to be picked up by the Lions. Key able to get that loose ball inside the 40-yard line.
A lot of Manchester defenders there, but Key somehow able to get back on that football for Mount St. Joseph.
So it'll be a first down again at the 37-yard line. And they'll run the football once again over the left side, getting some big yardage inside the 35 down to near the 34.
Montfort taking over this drive offensively for Mount St. Joseph, picking up 3 more there, moving the ball inside the 35-yard line. Updates on those other games. Bluffton 28-13 over Franklin. That's late third quarter. And Rose-Hulman continuing to lead Anderson 14-2. That's end of the third in that one.
Second down. Montfort again on the carry over the right side, just shy of the 30, near the 31.
Montfort 3 more. You're looking at about a third and medium here. Third down and 4 for Mount St. Joseph. No reason to abandon the run at this point. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
Third down and about 4. Throw downfield. Ball's going to be caught inside the 20. It'll be another first down. That looks like another different receiver on the reception.
Looks like Thomas McGant, the receiver on that reception for Mount St. Joseph. Yeah, now 9 different receivers have gotten into action today here offensively.
So it's going to be first down and 10 with 11 minutes remaining. Trips to the right. Oh, fumbling the football, and will it cost him? I think that Manchester may have recovered it, and they did.
Well, that looked like just simply a case of Schreiber just flat dropped it. It looked like there was nothing wrong with the snap. It looked like Schreiber just lost the handle on it, and it ends up the third turnover of the game for Mount St. Joseph. Going to take a look at it here. Yeah, snap was clean and looked like it just a flat drop on that for Schreiber, and Manchester recovers.
Yeah, he was ready to throw the football before he had it. Yeah. By the way, Johnny Q. Williams making the recovery. He's out of North Las Vegas, Nevada, so the football at the 24-yard line.
Well, there's a climate switch for you in the wintertime for him, from Las Vegas to Manchester.
No kidding. So first down for Cheney, 4 receivers in the lineup. And that'll be Hovey on the carry. Nice one out to the 34-yard line.
So Hovey was probably going to be his best gain of the day on a play, and it ends up about a 9-yard pickup here on first down for Manchester.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1.
And again, Manchester taking a little time to get the play call in.
Cheney once again out of the shotgun. Hovey in the backfield. Abdul-Amir in motion. Hovey on the carry. And Hovey crossed the 40 to the 41.
Well done once again. Hovey finding some running room and moving those chains for Manchester on a first down across the 40-yard line.
.9:25 remaining. First down by Hovey, and he's going to get dropped about 3 on this one.
This time, the Mount St. Joseph defense was bringing it and nowhere Hovey to go there, and a 3-yard loss on this play on first down.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down 13 for Spartan.
Clock into the 9-minute mark. Football will be placed at the 39. Hovey remains in as the single setback. Cheney to throw. Dumps it off to Hovey. Hovey makes the catch, took an immediate hit, and went down at the 40.
Well, Cheney found Hovey, but not where for him to go after the catch, as the Mount St. Joseph defense was right there to limit him to a 2-yard gain, and now another 3rd and long coming up.
You know, they have to get to the 49 for the first down. You know, you look at that stat sheet, and you look at all those receivers that have caught the football today.
I don't think I've ever seen a stat sheet just as busy as this Mount St. Joseph one is today. 9 different receivers, 4 different running backs.
So now trips to the left. Cheney to throw again. Cheney under pressure. Heads toward the sideline, takes the hit right there and went down shy of the first down.
I'm glad to see Cheney get up. Looked like he took a little bit of an awkward hit right there, but good to see him get back up. And now you're looking at 4th down and 5. Let's see how Manchester plays this.
Well, like you said earlier, why not just go for it at this stage?
I don't know what you have to lose at this point. You know, give your offense a chance here. Looks like they are going to punt this football away.
Don't forget, after the games or while you're watching today, make sure you go to Aspen Creek Grill, get some delicious food, great service. You will not be disappointed. Aspen Creek Grill, one of our fine sponsors here on HCAC TV.
Are you buying?
Yes.
Oh, good.
And that'll be a fair catch, slide catch at the 25. I could name a couple other people who could pay for it, too. We won't mention all the names, though.
Our producer, Greg, makes the big bucks. Do you think
does.
we could?
Yeah, he does, yeah. So 1st down and 10. So once again, Manchester, after the fumble recovery, unable to do anything with the football.
And Mount St. Joseph going to be very content to keep the ball on the ground and run out as much of this 6:57 as they can.
So they will run the football on 1st down. Another new ball carrier, number 28 this time for Mount St. Joseph, which is Stephen Napier out of Cincinnati, played at St. X.
If you're not familiar with St. Xavier, that is a big, big powerhouse high school out of Cincinnati. Always a very good team over there.
By the way, they knocked the clock down to 6:35. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Handoff up the middle again, and that'll be Napier on the carry across the 32, near the 31. Of course, I may say his knee went down at the 30, so they'll mark him back at the 30-yard line.
So you're looking at 3rd down and 5 here. Looks like Bluffton's about to finish off Franklin, up 2 scores there late in the 4th. Rose-Hulman now 21-2 over Anderson in the 4th.
4 wideouts. And Mount St. Joseph will throw the football, and it's going to be caught. And looks like we got a 1st down.
Right at the marker there, getting out of bounds for the 1st down. And a chance for Mount St. Joseph to milk some more of this remaining clock here.
First down and 10, again, football at the 35-yard line. Another nice run as Napier on the carry. By the way, Schreiber no longer in the lineup, so a new quarterback has come in as well. You might have mentioned that already, but just in case, we see Caleb Ortega out of Worthington, Ohio.
Give Ortega a chance to get some work in here in this one.
4:46 and counting. Ortega to throw. Ball's going to be caught over the middle. Nice reception near midfield.
Well done. A nice arm there by Ortega to find his man here and move the chains once again for Mount St. Joseph.
That'll be Buckle on the reception, his 2nd of the day. So he's now tied with, 5 other players with 2 receptions. Let's see, how many is that? That's 2. How many is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different receivers?
Different receivers. I don't think I have ever seen that in a college football game.
Handoff over the right side, and nothing this time. Montfort got stuck on that run, and we got a flag down. This may go against Manchester. And you see the head official over there talking to number 5, and sometimes when things aren't going well and you end up, the frustrations, you let them get to you like that, and the next thing you know, Hayflick ends up with the penalty, and he's coming out of the lineup.
Yeah, I think that's what you're seeing here, just the frustrations of the season, boiling up season, not going like you want to here towards the end of the season, and unfortunately that frustration starting to get a little bit to Manchester here, it looks like.
So that's going to mark it all the way to the 38-yard line. So 1st down and 10 for the Lions, and they'll throw toward the end zone, and a man is there. Ball's going to be dropped. Had a chance to haul it in and couldn't hold on to it.
Ooh, Ortega, that pass right on the money there, and unfortunately the receiver just could not come down with it.
Well, that would have been, number 13 in the receiving department for Mount St. Joseph for players who would have made a catch today. And that looked like that time it was Lattimore out of Portsmouth, Ohio. Unable to haul it in. So now they'll run it again, and looks like that'll be Lattimore. Take that back. That's going to be number 31 on the carry that time, which is Montfort.
It's 8th carry of this game for Montfort. Getting quite a bit of work in. Going to go out on a limb and say the most action he's gotten this year for Mount St. Joseph.
They had reset that game clock down to 3:10. It is counting once again. 4 wideouts. They'll throw to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught, hauled in, and then knocked out of bounds. And that'll be number 13.
Just continuing to count the amount of receivers getting action in this game here for Mount St. Joseph, rather. Yeah, that's 13th now.
I can guarantee I've never gone this deep Elijah Tramill on the, well, that's not 217s. That's actually Dylan Novak out of Mount Orab, Ohio. Again, most teams have so many players. You have double numbers, one on defense, one on offense. And they will run the football up the middle on this one. Not a whole lot there, as Montfort again on the carry. They will end up, at this stage, nobody's going to score or gain over 100 yards rushing. Yeah. Nobody's going to gain over 100 yards passing or receiving, but they're going to have, of course, Prather with his 154 yards and Schreiber with 137. We're down to the 2-minute timeout. We'll take a timeout as well here in HCAC TV.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the 2-minute timeout, Mount St. Joe will throw the football again toward the end zone. Up for grabs, tipped, and almost caught at the back of the end zone.
Well, that was almost intercepted and almost caught. It was a double tip there, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. Now you're going to be looking at third down here.
But if I'm Lattimore, I had the chance to score that one touchdown a little bit ago. That almost went into his fingertips, too. You're thinking maybe he'll get one here. And we have a whistle and a timeout by Manchester at 1:51 remaining. We'll get you updated. This will be our final scoreboard update here this afternoon. And let's see if anything that is earth-shattering to tell you about. I know you've been waiting for that Liberty Middle Tennessee game, 37-14. No score, Michigan and Indiana. Those Wolverines are hanging in there. 10-13 to go in the first quarter. Iowa State now leading Kansas 7-0. Clemson, Virginia Tech, no score. North Texas now leading Army 3-0 in the first quarter. James Madison over Georgia State 7-0. Duke leading North Carolina State 2-0. Sounds like the score we had earlier with Franklin,
like the
right?
Holman Anderson, yes, right.
Anderson, yeah, that's right. So those are some of the updates that we have in. See if I have any other finals here that we can pass along. Texas did win 49-17. West Virginia beat Cincinnati 31-24. Here we have 3rd down and 8 following the timeout. Manchester looks to throw. Quarterback in trouble, and he's going to take a big-time loss. They'll put him at the 40.
Well, that's the inexperience right there. You know, you got to throw that football away, and the inexperience there came into play right there.
Rutgers did beat Minnesota today in Big Ten play 26-19. Georgia Tech beats Miami of Florida 28-23. So Miami of Florida could be in trouble in that playoff chase, though will they drop that many spots at number 4?
So that's going to put, see if you had this on your bingo card before the season, that's going to put SMU alone at the top of the ACC standings.
SMU and the ACC. Go figure. All right, after the big-time loss, back to the 40. Mount St. Joe's going to throw again with under a minute to go, heaving toward the end zone. Ball's going to be dropped at the last moment again. Another potential touchdown is dropped.
Another great arm right on the money from Ortega, and the receiver just could not come down with it. Unfortunately there for Ortega, it'll be his first touchdown pass of the year.
You've had 3 different times now This time looked like that was Patrick Connor out of Kettering, Ohio, had a chance to maybe haul it in. So 3 different times a potential touchdown taken away, and now the offense back out on the field for the final time on our 50.3 seconds to go. And looks like we now have a change at quarterback. Am I right? Hard to tell from where we sit because that's not Cheney. They'll hand it off to Hovey over the left side. He'll get it near 5. He'll put him at 4. That's going to be Ryan Balser out of Lafayette Jeff. 5'10", 185.
May have to run one more play here.
So Mount St. Joe will remain undefeated in the conference. Manchester Ophir as they will take on Anderson next week. Hovey again on the carry, and he may get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, and that's going to do it. So it all started early for Mount St. Joseph, and they win it in convincing fashion today. And with that victory, again, stay undefeated in conference play. And again, from a team stat standpoint, they really had a nice day overall, 488 yards, and certainly I would have been bigger after that, before that sack they had there, but they held Manchester just 143.
143 yards, yeah, we're seeing that great offense once again coming through for Mount St. Joseph, and again you're seeing Manchester just unable to sustain long offensive drives. It's just been that story all year, just struggling offensively for Manchester.
And they certainly have a lot of work to do before they play Anderson, because now both teams are looking at that one. Anderson got him again last year. They're looking at getting that goose egg off the board next week, but it will not be easy coming up next week. Want to thank our sponsors here today. They do include Reynolds Farm Equipment, Passion to Care, Boilermaker Local 374, Wheeler Mission, Burtner Electric, the Morales Group, the Drumstick Dash 2024, and the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Thanks to the entire crew. For John Lester, I'm Troy Derengowski. Final score, Mount St. Joseph 43, Manchester 7. Have a pleasant afternoon, everyone.